Howdy, hey, hello, it's McKenna, and this is Munch and Mingle. I am pumped for this week. This has been planned for about a month or so, and I am just so happy it's here. If you haven't been able to tell, I love talking about being a mom, but especially love just to talk about so many different aspects that a baby does bring to your life. And so this week, it's all things baby. And I kind of had to do some last minute rearranging here, just with different episodes. Not that you would really know, but hopefully this feels like this is going to be the right order of things. So to start things off, we're going to just kind of go at a lighter pace, because if you stick around for the rest of the episodes to come this week, and I highly, highly recommend it, because I truly have saved some of the best episodes that I think for last. And trust me, they are amazing. But basically, like I said, I want to start off a little bit lighter, because those episodes at the end are just, how do you even say it? How can something be so heartwarming and heart-wrenching at the same time? That's what those episodes are. I've got some incredible women who will be on Munch and Mingle this week, and I'm so excited for you to get to know them, to get to know their stories. And for any moms out there, young, old, any women who are pregnant or thinking of becoming pregnant, please, again, like I said, listen, please send this to people that you think could hear this. Because like I said, there's been a lot of work and preparation put into this. And so I hope that you can just feel the heart and soul of this project. But what we're going to start off with today is my top 10 Baby Registry items. Like I said, it's a little bit light, but I do like to joke that I am the product queen. I don't know why. I don't know where it came from. But I am obsessed with trying products, trying methods, techniques. Just, I'm always in a state of, okay, well, let me try that. Oh, someone says they like that. Let me see. I love to research, and I think that does come by experiments with a lot of things. Before I was a mom, I would say, was it before I got married? Yeah, I became really obsessed with makeup, all the things, like, oh my goodness, it was so much fun to have friends come over, because they would just want to be like, McKenna, can we go play with your makeup? And it felt like I was a little kid again. And that did continue on when I got married, but then it evolved into all out beauty, not just makeup. And now it's kind of gone to strictly skincare, which I think that just goes with the age, right? The older you get, women are going to be more interested in that and involved. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now. But since I've become a mom, that has now traveled on to that is, okay, products for my kids. What do I think I need, or what can I see help them? And like I said, since I've been able to experiment and try so many other things, I've been able to experiment and try so many things with my boys. And I don't want anyone to think like, you shouldn't be doing that to your babies. Of course, this is all within reason. It's more just like Baker had sensitive skin. And so I went on a journey of finding sensitive skin lotion, and I thought I was good. I got the Aveeno eczema one, and they didn't even diagnose Baker with eczema. And I was using that. And then I just went to another baby shower, and someone told me about this lotion called Noodle and Boo. So I just bought some of that, even though I had already thought, well, okay, I have Aveeno, it's been working. So I'm currently using that one right now. And I would love to hear anyone's opinions on that, because I'm at that point right now that I'm like, yeah, either or. It smells good, but I feel like it's about the same, if not a little less than Aveeno. But that is what I mean when I say, like, I take other people's opinions and I'm like, well, let me go try that out for myself. So when I put this list together, these are things, honestly, that I own, that I have gone through the swamp of Amazon to go find that. I've just watched countless videos, oh my gosh, on YouTube. When I was pregnant with Baker, that became my favorite hobby. This is a part of that nature of me being so involved of wanting to try everything. I would sit for hours, and Britton is probably going to laugh when he hears this because he remembers I would sit for hours watching people's top picks. And so I'm like, okay. And I would hear their opinions and I would kind of decide there, okay, I want to try this. And so, I mean, I tried so many things. I had the largest registry for Baker. And even then, I still was buying stuff off of it before even my shower. I had it ready to go. And I was like, okay, I just want to have it here. I want to make sure I get this. But I think that really helped because by the time Bo came along, which clearly was very soon, I feel like I was then able to try those other things if I didn't get to, or if I was, hey, I didn't really actually like that with Baker. Let me try this now. So I think I've come up with a great list. Now, again, of course, people will always say, well, I don't know. I don't like this, whatnot. But I think if you build off of this, you'll be able to feel pretty confident. And also, if you're going to a baby shower, especially if you live in Utah, that's kind of common. Grab one of these things. I promise it will be good. So here we go. Now, I wrote down the list of 10 and I started doing it in like order, but I was like, wait, I'm going to count down from 10, but really my number 10 item is as important as my number 1. So just know that I'm counting down from 10, but any of these items are like, I would put as my number 1 for sure. So number 10 coming in. Oh, wait. Oh my gosh. I keep doing this. We got to do the munchie. So sorry, guys. And it's actually a baby food. This is also something that comes from my research, and it's a part of one of the things on my items, not food, but how I found it. This is called Puffworks Baby. They are peanut butter puffs. And honestly, they just look like a Cheeto. Definitely don't taste like cheese, though. It is just peanut butter. And this is something we were told to use to introduce Baker when he started solids to help identify allergens or any possible nut allergies, and how we introduced peanut butter to him. So we introduced this to him when he was 6 months old. And honestly, guys, okay, I've had one and I don't know why he likes it, but he loves it. Maybe that's why it's for babies. But I've tried this and a like normal puff from Gerber. These ones melt so much better, or dissolve, I should say. But like the Gerber ones, I'm like, dang, you got to suck on that thing for a while. And they don't have teeth, but I'm like, I have to use it just to chew it. But these Puffworks Baby puffs are phenomenal. We've had them, like I said, since he was 6 months, and we're still purchasing them. So we do buy them on Amazon. Now, when you look at it, because I did it too, for a box of 12, I think it's around $27. And I know for some that may be like, oh my gosh, but I can get Gerber for cheaper. I totally get that. But I will not lie, the benefits of one, being able to figure out if your child has a nut allergen, and through this, I just think it's so much easier to do that. But also they're so handy, and it's a pretty good sized bag that when he was younger, like it would take him, I would say we could save the bag into the next day, Now as he's older, of course, we go through a bag. But like I said, he's still loving them. And Puffworks have a bunch of other products that I think are great. So that's our munchie today. Go check it out. It's in a cute little orange bag with an elephant on it. Highly, highly recommend. Okay, sorry. And we're back to our top 10. Okay, number 10 coming in. It is called a Bumco brush. Basically, it's a spatula to help apply diaper cream to your baby's bum. And I actually found this on my own, and I was like, well, I've had to change diapers before. I had younger sisters growing up. I've babysat, and I hate, it's more of a like texture thing. I would hate having that diaper cream on my fingers. And I don't know if I think I just, especially when I was younger, if I was ever babysitting, I felt so awkward. I was like, I don't want to like be weird or whatnot. So I always was weird, just like applying diaper cream normally. But then I would hate if I ever had to, like it was so thick and sticky and I couldn't. So I actually found this on my own because I already knew that going in. But I will not lie, we own, in my head, I'm trying to think. I think we own 8 Bumco brushes. 2 are in our diaper bag. And then the other 6 are all around the house. Clearly, I only use the same one. Like I use 3 for Baker and 3 for Bo. That's it. I don't cross their brushes. But they are a lifesaver, you guys. And it might just sound so simple, but I promise you, like as you start doing it, you're just like, wow, that ease. Just put that diaper cream on, put it on the bum, and you're good to go. And the other thing, it applies thicker, which they need. You know, when you are using your hands, it could rub in or it doesn't. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. But just trust me when I say that is a great item. Even if you don't think, just trust me. Once you use it, it's really hard to go back to not having it. So, highly recommend. Okay, number 9. Oh, and you can find those the Bumco brushes you can find on Amazon. I think all these. Well, okay, we'll get to it. I'll tell you where you can find them. But you can find those on Amazon. I've seen them at Target. And like I said, we have 2 for our diaper bag. They do come in mini travel sizes. Those are the ones in our diaper bag. Anyway, okay, number 9. So I'm going to have to put the link up. This is an item specifically from Amazon. So I got really bad anxiety. I now realized even when I was pregnant with Baker, because it is your first kid. So I knew, okay, I want to have one of those mirrors in the back seat, right? When we're driving, that just was a really big fear of mine is, oh my gosh, what if something happens and I can't even see and it's happening right behind me? So I was looking at mirrors and here's the only reason I was hesitating. I am blind as a bat. Now I do wear contacts. Like if I'm not wearing contacts, I have to have glasses on. I am so blind. Even with contacts, I still was freaking out in my head that I'm like, okay, I'm going to be looking on this small rear view mirror that is going to be pointed directly like back to another mirror that is behind me, who's then angling down to the baby. Like, I just wish I had something closer up. And I started freaking out. I'm like, what if I'm looking in the mirror and I'm trying to squint my eyes to see how Baker or Bo is doing and I'm not watching the road? And then I found this item, and it is a legit camera that you set up the camera on the headrest where you would put the mirror. And then you have a little screen that you put up by you where you're driving. Now, they don't come with adhesive. I had to just get command strip, the Velcro things, and I just stuck it onto my dashboard of my car. Guys, it's a lifesaver. It is the best item. I could never do a mirror. Now having that, and it just plugs in through your cigarette lighter, and it's amazing. It is so great, and I love that I can see. And so we have 2 now, so I've got one for each boys. My dashboard looks really funny with those 2 things, but anyway, it is phenomenal. And so I will put the link for that. I think there's like 2 or 3 versions that I've seen now of this, and it's about $40. But again, highly recommend, especially if you are a nervous wreck about anything, but particularly with the car. This will ease so much of that. Just, so much. So, alrighty, number 8. And I might be a little biased, but honestly, I really do love this company. So this is an apparel item. We love hats in this family, particularly for our boys. And we really love beanies. Now, before when I was like looking for clothes, I knew like, okay, I'm having a boy. I don't get to wear bows. We don't get to wear headbands. But I was like, we are going to find accessories. So, the great thing is Britton has a friend who is part of this company called Cash & Co. So we were introduced to them because his friend Aaron sent us a beanie for when Baker was born. And I loved that beanie. It is like perfect. It's a slouchy beanie, but you can kind of like mess with it to like go to your what is it? What is that word? Forte. There we go. But I love it. The material is so great, but they are just an amazing company. Like, I love them. And again, I know Aaron as a person, so I can say that he is a great person, and to be a part of that company is amazing, but their products are phenomenal. And when everything went down with Bo, Aaron's dad actually worked at the hospital. And so he came and was talking to us, and he was seeing Bo in the NICU, and he was the one who said, Aaron kind of let me know the situation, and we're actually sending out some beanies for Bo, and they sent one out, and we got another one for Baker, which I was pumped because Baker's head is huge now, so he doesn't fit in the beanie we got. But just a phenomenal company, and I couldn't say anything more other than just they are great, and I highly recommend. They do, of course, have stuff for girls, but definitely look them up, and I promise any beanie that you get for them or hat will be amazing. And I actually do have a code, which is so sweet of them to give it to us. And I think I wrote it down wrong, but I'll go back and check, just double check in my description box. But the code I have is Hogan15. So I'll double check. But when you do, definitely go in. That can get you a little discount. They are so sweet to give that to us. Oh, love them. Cash & Co. All right. Next one is also another apparel item. And this is one that I had found just, looking for anything creative. This is from Archer and Ella. And this is another company that I actually have been able to meet the owner. And it was after I had purchased some of the items from their company. So they have the cutest onesies. And I think, honestly, I was just like switching over the months for Bo. So I was pulling out all of Baker's clothes. We had bought 5 of their onesies for Bo. And then I just pulled out Baker's hand-me-downs, and we had 6 of their onesies in there. So I was like, oh, great. We're just going to keep going. So I love Archer and Ella. I love their onesies. The material is so soft. I love the snaps because they're not, 1, hard to open, and 2, they're like not metal. They're like a plastic. So it's just softer. If you're a mom, you know. But she has the main onesie that I wanted to talk about is you can personalize a onesie that it can have your baby's name on it. So obviously both my boys' names start with B, but the onesie is you would have the letter, whatever your baby's name is going to start with. And so in our case, it was B is for Baker, B is for Bo. And we have those 2 onesies, and those are some of my most favorite photos. Those are their newborn onesie photos, and I love them. I love those onesies so much. And I will definitely, for all of my other kids that I have, or any other shower that I go to, that is a big one that I love to bring because it is just so cute and it is great material. Oh, and the owner is actually at the Provo Farmers Market all the time. And she is so sweet. She is so nice. And that just makes it even better. I'm like, when you get to meet the owners of these said companies, and they're just genuine, nice people, it just makes it that all the better. So I'm pretty sure she is, where does she live? She lives somewhere in Utah County. But anyway, super, super sweet. So that is a great one. Archer and Ella. And I think that's just, she's on Instagram. Like I said, you can pick some up at Provo Farmers Market, or she has a website too. That's where you would go do the personalization. Okay. Number 6. And this one kind of has like 3 in 1, but I'm actually really passionate about this particular one. And hear me out on this. The item is baby courses. And that was the best way I could describe these. So there are 3 different, 4 different courses that I've used, and they have saved my sanity, honestly, especially if you are a new mom. Like I said, anxiety can be through the roof anyway, but then if you get, added hormones, and then if you're dealing with postpartum anxiety, it's insane. So these are great things to gift. One of my biggest one, and this is actually going to be an episode that I will go in further to this, but this is one of the number one gifts I bring, is a book, and it is called Baby Wise. And it is a book that can help get your baby on a sleeping schedule, but also give you back your sanity. And like I said, I won't go too much into it because that is going to be the episode tomorrow about routine and scheduling and getting your sleep and sanity back. But that is what this book does. I think it's going for about $12 on Amazon. And it's amazing. It goes through scheduling and helps you figure out what schedule works for you, but also explains the science and helps you feel like you can get sleep. And I mean it when I say both of my babies, and I guess Bo obviously didn't come home until a couple months after this, but after he was home and we were doing this schedule, and the same with Baker, by 2 months, they were both sleeping through the night. And I think I could have gotten Baker sooner. I did not start the book until he was 1 month old, and I was at my breaking point. Also, big thing, this, the way that they set out everything in the Baby Wise book, it is the exact same schedule that they use in the NICU. I was sitting there with Bo, and as I was looking at his routine, I was like, oh my gosh, this is Baby Wise. Now, of course, they don't ever let him just sleep through the night, but I'll explain more of it on the episode tomorrow. But let that alone just even more confirm to my heart, this works, clearly. So another alternative to that, and what some might hear, so if you don't want to get the book, there is a course called Taking Cara Baby, and the founder of that, her name is Cara, Cara. And honestly, both are great. I have done both. Taking Cara has videos. So you go through those, and she actually can help with just further understanding how to help your baby go to sleep and whatnot. And both are great. Her course is a little pricier, but again, I feel like I did benefit from it. And I do know that if your baby isn't sleeping, they have a hotline. If you go through the course and your baby's still not sleeping, they have a hotline that you can reach out, and they have people work with you more one-on-one then. And if your baby's still not sleeping, then they would refund you your money. So I think that's really cool. So that's one of the number one courses or things to look at. Number 2 is the Safe in the Seat course. This is a woman on Instagram who has basically heeded the call of babies and children in car seats. She has done so much research on making sure that your child is properly sit in the car seat, that straps are good. She just teaches you the ins and outs of a car seat. And that is a huge anxiety situation, because when you take your baby home from the hospital, the nurses are not allowed to tell you anything about the car seat because liability. So if you haven't, I think they give you a video from the hospital, but it's just kind of skimming the top. And so her Instagram is Safe in the Seat. Now, she posts a lot of stuff on Instagram that are very helpful, but I know she has a lot of courses. I think there's even workbooks, ebooks, and that could be something that you could purchase for someone else or yourself, of course. And I actually did use one of her courses, and it was great. I feel so confident with my car seats now. It's great. And the last, and this actually goes back to our munchie, and I'm going to say this slowly. It's called Baby-Led Weaning. Now, when I heard this term, I thought it was baby linguine, and I really want it to be that way because I think that actually makes sense for the purpose. So, founder of Baby Led Weaning, let's talk. Anyway, so this is a program. Now, some might be like, okay, why would you give this as a registry? But I think there's no better time than the present to prepare, right? So this is a course that basically helps when transition your child from formula to solids. But instead of just, feeding them the baby food or the pouches, they're actually encouraging you to do actual food. And you go through, I think it's 100 days. And this is all on her Instagram, by the way. So anyone can go look this up. She has all the days listed, but each day has a different food. So I know like day 1, when you were starting baby led weaning with your 6-month-old who's holding up their head, who has been cleared, ready for solids, is avocado. You get it mashed up, like she tells you how to prepare it and whatnot. And that's what you start with. And then day 2, I think, is like sweet potato, and it just goes on. But every week in those 7-day stretches, there is an allergen that you introduce them to. And what else is there? The best part that I love about this is it just keeps you on track, but she has said that it will show a significant amount of less picky eaters and actually can help them learn how to eat, which is kind of sounds like the opposite, right? Because you're giving them actual solid food. But I can attest, Baker is a great eater. And as you introduce your baby to top allergen foods, it actually helps their system, so they're not sensitive to it. It's insane, but it works, you guys. And knock on wood, Baker is not allergic to anything, and he loves pretty much all food. So I highly recommend that. And like I said, you don't really start that course until you're 6 months. But again, if you've got a friend or you yourself are as like, I want to know as much as I can before, also a great item. So those are my top 3 courses. Okay, number 5. And this was actually gifted to me, and it was one of the best gifts. Shout out to my dear sweet friend, Ashley, who got this for me. A newborn photography session. She set it all up. I just had to make the date with the photographer, but she took care of it, and the photographer just came to our house and did a little session when Baker was born. And I love those photos. And it was so sweet. It was so great just to have someone else have already taken care of that for me. And that one for sure can get pricier, but those photos will go down in history, and I think that's a really cool gift that you get to be the bestower of. So I think that's a great one. And like I said, I still have those photos. I love those photos. And Ashley has a sweet, tender place in my heart because she would do that for us. So, okay. Number 4 is a company called Name Stories. And I found this one, I think it was an Instagram ad, but I found them through this, and I love them. I have given this as a gift. I have some for my own boys, and let me explain what it is, but it's so funny. So basically, this is a website that you type in a name, either most likely the name for your child, and this company has gone out and found the definition for that name, and they put it all together, and they actually also include like adjectives at the bottom, like this name is powerful, this name represents independence. It's awesome. I love it. So we have one for Baker and Bo. I got them framed. They're up in their rooms. I've given them as a gift, and it is so awesome, so amazing to have that just like I said, in their room. You can do it for anyone. This is not just for babies, but I think that is the perfect touch, and they will have that forever now. And I just think it's so great to see where that name came from. Now, I would be lying if I did not say every time me and Britton think of different names for our other future children, I go to name stories and I look up the definition of the name. And so far, every name that I've looked up has been on there. So they're doing pretty good. But they also do have a little like tab that you can request a name. So I think that's also cool if you don't find one, that they're always like open to be like, hey, tell me what name you're thinking. So that is called Name Stories. I do have an affiliate code. I think I have to link it. So again, just look in the description box and it should be there. Okay, we're getting there. Number 3. And again, I love this. I have it right next to me actually while we're doing this. It is a V-Tech baby monitor, but really it's a video monitor. Now I did get the normal like monitor, and it was from V-Tech as well. But I had a Wi-Fi camera and that V-Tech like old school monitor when Baker was born. And I was fine. I loved being able to have the monitor on my phone. And then I just got this feeling like I didn't like that my camera was on Wi-Fi. And then I started seeing other people who were having issues with people hacking onto their Wi-Fi and talking through their camera. And I was done. I was like, nope, we will not be doing that. I don't like that. There's an influencer who her name is, I can't remember it, but she's also here in Utah County, and she had the Waze camera, and she's a big advocate, like loves that company, and it happened to her, and her story is just, oh, it's so scary. And yeah, so I don't like Wi-Fi cameras, and VTech is just a normal like camera that doesn't go on Wi-Fi, but has great range. I don't have a Castle, but it has been a great range. And so we've got 2, like I said, so we've got 1 for Baker, 1 for Bo, and we got the packs that do come with 2 cameras in it. But I just like to have both the monitors right in front of me so I can see both of them. And then it just helps when we're going to family's house, I can just grab the extra cameras. So highly recommend. They have so many different models of their video monitors, and you can get them on Amazon, you can get them in Target, Walmart. I've seen them range from like as low as 80, 90 to 150. I think I got the one that's like 125 or something, and it's been great. So can't complain. Highly, highly recommend though any baby monitor really that's without Wi-Fi. And it will do the job. Okay, number 2. Ooh, the Hatch sound machine. Now, I know we've all heard about this, and it's true. It's amazing. It really is. I saw it on so many of those YouTube videos, and I put it on my registry, and I remember it was my sweet, sweet friends who got it for me because one of their older sisters had it, and she was like, no, she needs this. And I am now repeating that same sentiment to you. You too need the Hatch sound machine for your child or for someone else's child. It's amazing. You do work it from your phone, and or it has like buttons on it too. So there's that. Here's now going off my whole Wi-Fi rant. I don't think, because you can't talk through it. There's none of that. Like you just can change the noises. You can set up like the programs through it on your phone. The newest generation of the Hatch is a little bit more Wi-Fi enabled than the original one. And the only other perk to the newest one is when the power goes out, like it actually it has a portable charge in it that the first doesn't. And we did have an issue with our power going out, and it turned the sound machine off, and Baker woke right up. And so that is what I did like about the newer generation. However, I was just getting all in my head again that I'm like, okay, I don't think anyone can come through this. But again, it's 2022. And wouldn't you know it, we were traveling, we had that with us, and we actually left it at the hotel. We called them, and they were like, nope, sorry, we didn't see it. And it's really sad because I'm like, I know it was there. So we don't have that one. So we are back to the old one. But I also have the portable hatch sound machine, which is just like a little drop, like a circle. And that one's great for traveling. So we just have the main one in the boys' room, which is the first generation, and it works amazing, you guys. It's great. Unless like you are, like I said, if you're having issues where your electricity can go in and out, the next generation might be the better one. But the portable and the normal one are amazing. My boys sleep great and we love it. So I think the normal one's about like $60-$70 and the newer one is closer to 80 or 90. The portable is like 25-30. Now, when I say it's portable, okay, you still have to plug it in. So it's not portable. It's just smaller. And I think that's what they mean with portable. Anyway, love them all. And last, but definitely not least, number one is the SnuggleMe. Now, if you haven't heard of that, that's basically like the lounger is what they call it. I love this item. I just can't even say anything more than I love it. We had one with Baker, love it, and thrashed it. Oh yeah, if you get it one, you definitely need to get a cover because I don't know how, but they get thrashed. So we had to get rid of that. Got a new one for Bo, and same. Love it. And I actually reached out to SnuggleMe because I love them and they are so sweet and they actually gave me a code for you guys to use. And I'm so, so grateful because this is an item that you need to have. Trust me, or whoever you know is having a baby needs to have one, and it will change your life. So the code, and again, if I get these wrong, just always check the description box, is Munch and Mingle 20. So that will be for 20% off. And it should be active it's only active up until I believe their Black Friday sale. So it is for limited, but it's a great code. And I would love for them to know that I sent you there. Just love them. So, all right, you guys. Well, hopefully you loved that as much as I did. I love talking products. Please, if you know of any other ones that I need to go try, definitely let me know. I have my Instagram now. So go comment, go DM me. Let me know your top items that you would have put on here. And if I haven't tried them, I most likely will. And get ready, like I said, for the rest of this week because it's great. I'm so excited. And I'm also so excited to have you here. And again, thank you for listening to Munch and Mingle. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.